Ladies and gentlemen, the myth of luck and the power of hustle. Let's get something straight. Luck is not a strategy. If you're waiting on a break, you're already behind. If you think someone is coming to discover you, promote you, or hand you a golden ticket, you're living in a fantasy. Hustle beats luck every single time, because luck might give you one shot. The grind gives you a system. Consistency gives you power. Discipline gives you freedom. This is not about luck falling in your lap. It's about you getting up, showing up, and staying up while everyone else is sleeping. This is where legends are born, not by chance, but by unshakable work ethic and the refusal to stop. If you want something in this life, it's not luck you need, it's relentless hustle. So stop hoping, stop waiting, start executing, and don't stop until your name is carved into greatness. Let's dive deep. You hear people say, he got lucky. No, he worked 10 years in silence before you ever saw him. She didn't just blow up, she built brick by brick while everyone else scrolled and slept. What people call luck is often hard work in disguise. The truth is, most people don't want to admit how hard success really is. Because if they accept that hustle is the path, they also have to accept they're not walking it. Now think about your goals. The career you want, the body you want, the business, the lifestyle, the results. Are you honestly working for it? Or are you still hoping for something to shift outside of you? Let me tell you something. You are the shift. When you decide to grind, regardless of results, when you show up early, stay late, sacrifice comfort, you are building something that luck can't touch. That's what separates winners from wishers, hustlers from hopers. This hour is about waking you up to your responsibility. Because luck might bless a few, but hustle builds empires. It's how dreams move from fantasy to fact. It's the bridge between who you are and who you're meant to become. So, for the next speech, you're not just listening. You're making a decision. A decision to stop chasing luck and start living the grind. Because from this moment on, you're not waiting for your time. You're taking it. Talent is optional. Effort is everything. Everyone loves to talk about talent, the gifted athlete, the natural genius, the born leader. But let me break this down. Talent might open the door, but hustle keeps it open. It's not about what you were born with. It's about what you build when no one is watching. Hustle doesn't care about your background. It doesn't care about your family name, your GPA, or your genetics. What hustle cares about is how bad you want it and what you're willing to do about it. You see, hustle doesn't show up once a week. It's every single day. It's not flashy. It's not loud. It's that quiet consistency. The discipline to show up even when you're tired. Even when you're doubting yourself. Even when you're seeing no results. Hustle is the grind that keeps grinding, whether anyone's clapping or not. You don't need luck to succeed. You need grit. You need sacrifice. You need to be relentless in your pursuit of better. And here's the truth nobody likes to admit. Some people are just willing to work harder than others. Period. They'll stay later. They'll show up earlier. They'll outlast, outlearn, outgrind. Because when others see obstacles, they see opportunity. And that's the difference between average and elite. So stop comparing. Stop waiting. Stop wondering why it hasn't happened for you yet. Instead, ask yourself, have I truly earned it? Have I paid the price in sweat, focus, and discipline? Have I worked like someone with nothing to fall back on? If the answer is no, then you don't need more luck. You need more hustle. This hour is your reminder that hard work is still undefeated, that obsession beats potential, that effort will always outlast excuses. Because the ones who win aren't lucky, they're just not lazy. No one remembers the almost, only the committed. Let's get one thing clear. The world doesn't reward intentions. It rewards execution. Nobody gets a trophy for almost starting. Nobody builds a legacy by thinking about it. Action is the only currency that counts. Hustle doesn't ask how you feel. It demands results. You can have 1,000 plans in your head, but if you're not willing to sweat, to sacrifice, to stay consistent, you're just another dreamer. Hustlers move different. They don't wait to feel motivated. They work until they create momentum. They don't hope for perfect conditions. They execute in chaos. While others are resting, relaxing, or retreating, the hustlers are evolving. They're refining. They're outworking everyone who thought they had more talent. Because guess what? Talent without hustle is just wasted potential. And potential without discipline is just fantasy. You know what separates the best from the rest? The best made a decision, not just to want it, but to chase it ruthlessly. Day in, day out, rain or shine. They don't clock in for motivation, they show up on a mission. You want to change your life? Then you need to live like it. That means cutting the distractions. That means showing up when it's inconvenient. That means saying no to the easy road. And let's be honest, it's not supposed to be easy, because easy never made anyone great. Comfort never created champions. Luck never built empires. But hustle did. Hustle always does. So from now on, stop worrying about being liked and start being obsessed with being legendary. You weren't made for average. You weren't born to blend in. You were built to rise. And hustle is the vehicle. The mission now is simple. You either go all in or you get left behind. Because in this world, the almosts get forgotten. Only the committed are remembered. Success doesn't come with a guarantee, but hustle increases your odds. Let's talk about reality. Real, raw, no filter truth. Nothing is guaranteed. You can give your all and still face setbacks. You can do everything right and still lose. But here's the difference. Those who hustle stack the odds in their favor. They don't leave success to chance. They don't sit around hoping life turns out right. They get up and build the life they want. One rep, one grind, one painful hour at a time. Success isn't luck, it's leverage. And hustle is how you build that leverage. Luck is random. Hustle is intentional. Luck shows up once in a while. Hustle shows up every single day. The truth is, most people want comfort more than greatness. They say they want success, but their actions scream otherwise. They scroll instead of study. They sleep instead of sweat. They talk instead of train. But you, if you're locked in, if you're really chasing something big, you're different. You understand that hard work is the tax you pay for greatness. You know that every time you grind while others rest, you gain ground. Every time you choose the harder path, you build calluses. Not just on your hands, but on your mind. You become more focused, more resilient, more unshakable. And when that so-called lucky break finally comes, you're ready. Because You've been hustling for it. Because you created your opportunity through sweat equity and savage consistency. No one can promise you a win. But hustle promises that you will not be outworked. Lie. No. It guarantees that no matter the outcome, you will show up sharper, stronger, and more committed than the version of you that started. So stop asking for certainty. Stop praying for a shortcut. No, start embracing the grind, because that's where your edge is. Not in luck, not in privilege, in pure, relentless work. Because when the dust settles, it's not the lucky ones who rise, it's the ones who refuse to quit. You're not behind. You're just not working hard enough. Listen, it's time to cut through the excuses. You're not stuck because of bad luck. You're not behind because of fate. You're behind because you're not outworking your circumstances. Success doesn't care about your background. It doesn't care where you started. It only responds to one thing: grind. It rewards those who outlast the pain, who train in the dark, and who stay hungry long after everyone else has lost interest. Hustle is the great equalizer. You don't need the perfect plan. You need perfect effort. You don't need more time. Need to manage the 24 hours you already have like your future depends on it. Because it does. While you're doubting yourself, someone else is doubling down. While you're saying, maybe tomorrow, someone else is saying, why not now? While you're binge watching, they're building. While you're waiting for motivation, they're operating on mission. That's the difference. Success isn't reserved for the lucky. It's earned by the focused, the intentional, the disciplined, the obsessed. And let's be honest, you don't need more advice. You don't need another hype video. You need to get to work. You need to stop treating your goals like a hobby and start approaching them like your life depends on it. Because it does. Every moment you waste is one more moment someone else is gaining on you. Someone out there is hungrier than you. They're willing to bleed for the thing you're only willing to talk about. But if you want to flip the switch, can't. If you want to take what's yours, then prove it. Prove it with your grind. Prove it when no one's watching. Prove it when you're tired, broke, unmotivated, and uncertain, and still show up. Because at the end of the day, the winners aren't the most talented. They're the most relentless. It's not about the talent. It's about the tenacity. You want to know what separates the winners from the average? It's not talent. It's not intelligence. It's not charm. It's tenacity. The fire to keep showing up when it's boring, when it hurts, when no one's clapping. That's hustle. And that's what beats luck every time. The world is filled with talented people who never made it. People with all the potential and none of the perseverance. People who had the gifts but didn't have the guts. But the real champions, they aren't waiting to be discovered. They're grinding to be undeniable. If talent was the key, the world would look very different. But it's not talent. It's work ethic. It's late nights, early mornings, missed parties, silent sacrifices. It's building your dream while others sleep on theirs. This is the hour when most people quit. This is where the average tap out. But you've made it to hour 6, And that means something. It means your focus is deeper than convenience. It means you're not just interested in success, you're committed to it. And that's the kind of mindset that moves mountains. Because when the pressure rises, you don't shrink, you shine. When the weight gets heavy, you don't fold, you flex. When life says not yet, you say watch me. That's what tenacity looks like. That's what hustle feels like. Don't aim to be lucky. Aim to be consistent. Aim to be relentless. Aim to be the one they can't ignore. Not because of what you say, but because of what you do. You don't need the stars to align. You need to align your actions with your ambitions. And stay locked in. Day after day. Hour after hour. The grind is lonely, but so is the view at the top, and only hustlers get to see it. There is no secret, just sacrifice. Let's get this straight. There's no hack, no shortcut, no one weird trick to win the game of life. You don't stumble into greatness. You suffer into it. You sacrifice into it. You hustle into it. People are chasing the secret formula like it's hidden somewhere in a podcast or buried inside a billionaire's biography. But the truth is far more brutal. The truth is this: you get what you work for. Period. And most people, they're not willing to pay the price. They want the reward without the routine, the glory without the grind, the success without the suffering. And that's why they lose. That's why they stay average. But not you. You're here because you know what it takes. You've already outlasted the crowd. Now, it's about pushing through that last wall, the one that separates the committed from the elite. Hey boy, what success demands a version of you that doesn't care how tired you are. A version of you that shows up even when it hurts, that executes when it's boring, that performs when it's hard, and that rises when every part of you wants to rest. Luck might get you in the room, but hustle keeps you there. Sacrifice is the currency, and the price, it's paid in time. It's paid in energy. It's paid in every choice you make when no one's watching. So here's the question you need to answer. How bad do you want it? Bad enough to stay in while they go out? Bad enough to train when you're tired? Bad enough to fail, fall, bleed, and still come back swinging? Because if the answer is yes, then luck has nothing on you. Because the person who hustles will always outrun the person waiting on luck. The road you're on is steep, rugged, and lonely. But if you keep climbing, there's only one thing waiting at the top. Everything you ever wanted. Hustle until history remembers your name. If you've made it this far, you're not just a dreamer. You're a doer, a grinder, a relentless force of nature. You've hustled past doubt, past fatigue, past every excuse, and now you stand in the rarest territory of all, the zone where only the obsessed survive. This hour isn't just about pushing harder. It's about becoming legendary. Because you're not hustling for money, you're not hustling for attention. You're hustling to leave a legacy. Luck is a spark. Hustle is the fire. And the world will remember the ones who set it ablaze. You see, average dies in comfort. Mediocrity thrives in excuses. But legacy, that's forged in discomfort. Legacy is built by people who show up every day with no guarantees, no safety net, and no fallback plan. Just insane belief and unshakable discipline. You can rest when you're forgotten, or you can grind until the world has no choice but to remember you. Let people talk. Let them doubt you. Let them say you're too intense, too focused, too much. Because one day they'll say, I should have worked like they did. One day, your work ethic will become the proof. The proof that hustle really does beat luck every single time. Now ask yourself, when they speak of your name 10 years from now, will they remember the one who waited or the one who worked? Discipline is louder than desire. You made it, and that's not normal. Average minds quit long ago. You're not here for hype, you're here for hunger. Let me give it to you straight. Desire is cheap. Discipline is rare. Everyone wants success. Everyone desires the dream. But the ones who actually do it, they're ruled by discipline. Not moods, not motivation, not feelings. They show up when it's inconvenient. They execute when it's boring. They grind when there's no reward in sight. Want to know what separates the greats from the good? It's not talent. It's not charisma. It's consistency, the relentless kind, the kind of discipline that turns actions into rituals and work into identity. The world won't hand you a throne. You've got to earn it through repetition, sacrifice, and silence. Not by shouting about your goals, but by working on them in the dark until they scream success in the light. Your mission now? Out-discipline everyone. When you don't feel like showing up, show up anyway. When your body says quit, train your mind to say again. When the results are slow, double your effort, not your doubt. Because in the long run, hustle outruns luck, but discipline outruns everything. Hustle until the doubt dies. This is the final hour, the last lap, the deep water. And if you've made it here, you're already proving one thing. You don't need luck. You need that relentless hustle that kills excuses, silences fear, and outlasts doubt.